In this lecture, we're going to be covering a concept called test, or basically writing code to test our code. So there is if you created a sample Flutter project, you might notice that it created a separate test folder. If it doesn't, you can just create a separate test folder like this and then add some test files into it. So the basic widget that gets created when you create a brand new project. It basically has a little app that does an increment, and all it does is just increment the number and then show you the value. And you can test those type of widgets, and then you can also test functions like these. So you can test in Dart Flutter functions uh, or classes that are tied to functions, and then also widgets like the increment widget.
Please subscribe to this channel and like this video to support this kind of work.
And in here, there's also a search app that can search the iTunes web service for music. And you can see it running here if I run this. Because the build time of launching an app either through Android or iOS can be a little time consuming, one of the best ways of testing your app is to run it as a web app. So here is the app that can do the music search. So if I run it, from here, or I can click on run here. And if you see down here, I've selected Chrome instead of Android. And I'm just doing this because it is faster to actually run the app as a web application rather than in Android or iOS. So if I put something here and I put something like yesterday and hit, I don't have to hit enter, but I can just type it in, and after a few seconds, it will search the iTunes web service and then show you some results. And you can see that this is actually searching the actual iTunes database. Hello? Okay, there we go. So we know that this widget actually works, and it actually does call a web service to actually get the data. But let's say that we want to write some code to actually test that, or even test something very simple like this increment. So here in the test folder, there is some sample test code for actually exercising this counter object here, this counter object, and you can select each one. Oops, I accidentally clicked on debug. I'm going to click on run here. And it said test did not produce any results. But I can actually run it up here. Okay, actually, I'm sorry. The results are here on the side. So I can run each one, and then the results are shown here. So this is something for testing just an individual class, not a widget. If you wanted to test the widget, I have a code here for actually testing the music test. So here is the code for actually invoking that same function. So it's not the widget itself, but it's the code for testing the function to actually do a music search. And here you can see the results. And I also print out the first artist. If I wanted to actually test the widget, so here is the widget that I'm testing, and here's the test code. So if I run this, it will actually run the test using the this in this case it's the simple the incrementer for incrementing the number, and you can see here that I'm incrementing and doing these various tests of that widget, and I have other widget tests as well for the music GUI app. Okay. So these are the kinds of coding that you can do for generating tests within your Flutter app. And then you can actually trigger the whole thing to run from the command line. If I say test like this, it will run through the set of tests that are known inside of this test folder. Okay.